Hello. Doing a quick update on research. Gonna share some of the research I've done and the direction I'm hoping to go in while showing a time lapse of one of the lava studies I've done so far in Photoshop. I've done more than one digital illustration, whatever you want to call it, sketch study of lava. But as stated in a previous post here on Patreon, I am so bad at it. I've tried really hard to not get discouraged because I know that you're not gonna get better at something unless you keep doing it. But like psychologically, I don't wanna. So luckily I have other projects going on that I can distract myself with that I'm actually good at. But as far as the lava drawing goes, it's so bad. I'm really bad at drawing lava, turns out. So now I know. And yeah, so we're gonna do that time lapse in the background, which is already going. So I don't know why I'm saying that like it's future tense. You're already watching it. Time lapse is going of the lava, and I'm just gonna kind of chat about some of the stuff I've learned so far in research. I was surprised that while the origins of volcanology happened so long ago, like when Vesuvius erupted, like that long ago, it still didn't become more of a science and concentration until that huge intellectual boom during the 19th century. And I guess it's just that it's such a devastating thing that I guess I just assumed that humans would pay more attention to it. But the fuck am I talking about? Look at where we are right now. Never mind. That's dumb. I'm gonna edit that out. Okay, so Vesuvius, so long ago, people writing letters to each other, Tacitus, probably mispronouncing that, blah blah blah. A lot of volcanology the research was happening after an eruption already occurred, which, as you can guess, is like a little late for people that are near those volcanoes. Luckily, there are early warning signs for a lot of it, like the ash and stuff falling before the lava comes out. People don't always themselves get out of there. I think we all saw those videos. Oh my god, I don't know how long ago that was now, but less than 5 years ago, but not this year. The pandemic brain going. People taking freaking pictures and their own videos of lava on city streets and stuff, and it was so bananas to me that people would just be standing there like, oh, check it out, it's lava, because lava scares the shit out of me. Like, you got rock and it's so hot that it's liquid now. Like, why are you standing there? Oh god, sorry, my heat just kicked on and I'm gonna turn it off because it's actually really loud, so I'll just be cold for a little while. It is mother flipping cold in New Hampshire today. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, why are you standing there, you tiny psychos? It's fucking lava. You know what, this is all kind of like, so I'm just gonna talk about one of the things I was struck by when I started going through, like, I started with the basics. Where did volcanology start? Where are different observatories? What's the basics of those operations? I was really struck by how much of volcanology is observing. Like, God, that sounds so dumb, but like, it's the cross-references and the data correlation and, I know how to put it. Like, I guess because it's a natural thing, like water turning into steam, I guess I just thought that it wouldn't be so intense of all of the data that volcanologists gather and cross-reference and, like I said, correlate and all the other, computing and calculating that they do to be able to not only identify what it is that's happening with that volcano as far as its characteristics, what it is, how far its lava flow reaches, when it can be expected to erupt again, when was the last time it erupted, like all this crazy stuff. I was just so surprised at the depth of observation and how much equipment they have that they have to, lug around with them to do all this stuff. Because I typically only ever saw the videos where it's, some very brave person going up to a slow moving lava flow and sticking a hammer in it and scooping some out, or, chunking off a big piece of rock and throwing it in a bucket. So it just looked so simple. And I'm not saying that I thought volcanology is simple, because every ology is, complex because you're diving so deep into that. But like my brain had disassociated it from things like geology, and that not only are you looking at the lava, but what makes up that lava, and then what makes up the rock and that makes up that lava. Like everything goes down to the mineral. It's so crazy and exciting, and it's wildly impressive. Oh my god, I was making it sound like I was like, oh my god, volcanology is simple. But no, that's not what I mean. I was just really struck at the depth of stuff I found just trying to be a casual observer was like, what? So I'm really excited to hopefully find a volcanologist that's willing to talk to us and, share their experience with volcanology, so we can get more into the actual side of it and not the casual observer side, because there's only so much I can tell you, because this is not my field at all. Obviously lava scares the shit out of me, and I forgot that at some point in my youth I had started studying volcanoes, and it was so fucking freaky to me that we are just always standing atop a ball of molten earth that I was just, no, just like with black holes. Hard pass. I'm out of here. Yep. So, yeah, that was bad of me. I should not have done that. But, holy shit. Volcanoes are scary. Guys, lava's scary. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of go through basic stuff that came up when I first started looking into this, including some of the devices they use. I found a list that stated that they use, I'm gonna fucking mispronounce all of this stuff, seismometers, which I was familiar with from having lived in California. So seismometers, which are used for people that don't know what it is because they don't live on a fault line, they're used to measure the direction, intensity, and duration of earthquakes, which, as you can imagine, if a volcano is starting to wiggle around, you're gonna get some earthquaking. They also use EDMs, which are electronic distant measurement. I think those are like those things we see when people are out on the road and they got like lasers pointing at each other, because they look really similar. And it was described as lasers you set up to see the distance of stuff. So yeah, pretty sure those are like the same thing. Probably not the same ones being used, the same models, but that's an everyday application we've seen those being used in. GPS, which I think I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with now. COSPEC or COSPEC, I don't know where you put the emphasis on that one, but COSPEC is a correlation spectrometer. VLF method uses two stationary very low frequency, which is the VLF, very low frequency, radio receivers to measure an unperturbed signal of very low frequency. It's like the molten lava affects the very low frequency, and people that are way smarter than me know how to read that and see what the lava is doing as far as how fast it's moving. I believe it's how fast it's moving. You know what? I don't know. I'm gonna take that out. Anyway, people that are smarter than me see these readouts of the very low frequency and the effect the lava is having on it, and they can determine characteristics of the molten lava below the ground. And obviously it's valuable because now you have more information. You know what's going on with the lava. If it's like, kind of just being like bloop, 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 not a big deal. But if it's flowing like that scene in Ghostbusters and bubbling all over the place, you probably want to know that. Let me see. And then I lost my spot. There's the IER, which is an instantaneous effusion rate. Effusion is like, it's what's going off. EM31, which is an instrument that's used to map average variations of electrical conductivity at depths between 0 and 3 to 6 meters. They also use infrared cameras and satellite images and measure leveling and tilt. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff, but that's just what I was able to find with like a cursory, what you got, kind of, what's in your little backpack there, kind of search. And it's not a little backpack. They have to carry so much shit. It's freaking bananas. Like, I hope they have adorable little trucks or something carrying that stuff around for them. But I'm lazy, so I guess I'm just projecting there. I found that there was a site that was very disdainful of how we are all taught in elementary and middle school and probably high school about the different kinds of volcanoes that we typically are taught that there's 3 types, and that they all fit into those 3 categories, which you can guess makes for a lot of misclassification. There's a book called Volcanoes of the World, which I've put on my list of a million books I need to read still, that lists 26 morphological types of volcanoes. Not gonna go into all 26, but I just, based on this person with a lot more knowledge than me, kind of stole their list of, Nito Burrito volcano names. So it says that there are shield volcanoes, which are the largest and look like whatever your brain tells you when you think of a volcano, the sloping sides that lead up to a little peak, because it's like consistent lava flow over a large period of time. So it just, how do I put it? Like anthill, how they keep pushing the dirt out. So, like, a little bit of dirt comes out, then it's got a little tiny anthill. But the more they push the dirt out, the more it's going to build up and get those big old beautiful slopey sides. But instead of sand, it's horrifying lava. And then there's the stratovolcanoes, or stratocones. I don't know if it's strata or strata or strata, but I'm sure I'm mispronouncing a lot of stuff. These are characterized by eruptions of andesite, a volcanic rock made up of rhyolite and basalt. So wow, my brain is just like, what the fuck is that? Those are 2 types of volcanic rock that are found in a viscous lava, the thicker gooey stuff that just kind of rolls downhill. Dacite, which I'm probably mispronouncing, resembles andesite but contains free quartz. So that means nothing to me, but is probably pretty cool for other people. The stratovolcanoes are more explosive. It's only said more explosive, but it didn't really say what, but I'm assuming that we're supposed to link it to the previously named shield volcanoes. So we'll just say that they're more explosive than shield volcanoes, but don't listen to me because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe read that book. Don't listen to me. And they have layers of material that over time, gather up that often has them called composite volcanoes. Then we have rhyolite caldera. Again, don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably should have just Googled how to pronounce this stuff, so I'll do that next time. Sorry. So sorry, I'm bad at this. Just getting started. We'll get better. Rhyolite caldera complexes, the most explosive of volcanoes, often don't look like volcanoes, and they tend to collapse in on themselves. I looked it up, and some of the pictures of these, like, they show what they were predicting the underground little channels and vents and stuff of these dudes are, and complex is accurate. And it says that they will collapse in on themselves. They tend to collapse in on themselves, and that they're ash falls that can extend for thousands of square kilometers. Then the monogenetic fields, it says that these don't look like volcanoes and can have hundreds and thousands of vents. I found that vents are where the volcanoes spew stuff from. Ash and lava pops out of there and flows. So then we have flood/plateau basalts. God, that doesn't sound right. Basalts, which are field-like. These are really scary. I believe there's an example of these in what is now America. It was up, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm even talking about it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was up in the Pacific Northwest region, at least started like up in Washington and Oregon area, and like oozed everywhere. Flood / plateau basalts are, they create fields of 50 plus meters thick of lava flow. It's slow moving, but holy fucking shit. Just that thought of so many meters of lava, like not only like wide but deep, like you get near that, you're gonna fucking die. And I googled it because it scared me so much. I was like, whoa, that's not good. I googled it, and I literally googled active flood basalts, and it says that there's none active right now, so I can calm down about that. Cross it off my list of things to freak out about randomly at 2 a.m. when I can't sleep. Then there's the mid-ocean ridges, plates of the earth, and this, I'm just going to read from this because I'm going to get all weird and bleh. This is not how I talk. Plates of the earth are pulled apart by upper mantle convection. That's when stuff gets all roasty toasty and starts to shift around. Lava intrudes to the surface, creating and has created a 70,000 kilometer long system of ridges made up the oceanic plates. Earthquakes. Well, duh, it makes earthquakes. Never mind. I copied and pasted some gibberish. I guess it means at least earthquakes, like all other volcanoes. I figured it out. Created the oceanic plates, and then earthquakes and chemical-laden gases and recently killed organisms indicate that there was an eruption down below all of that sweet, sweet water. One of the things I found while I was researching that led me down a rabbit hole was volcanologists that were, this is BT dubs, nothing to do with the actual science or anything terminology I'm going to butcher. It was just about the people themselves in this field, specifically women who were taking their time to tell young girls and women that they could be a part of these STEM fields. I think it's common, or hope it's common knowledge by now, that there are a lot of fields that women have been actively discouraged from pursuing by being told that you just can't. It's not for you. It's not a girl thing. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't even begin to tabulate how many times I was told that growing up, because it just happened all the time. And luckily I had a fucking battle axe of a ma that never let me think I couldn't do something just because I was a female. And that me being at the time a girl didn't mean that someone else could tell me I couldn't do something. So most of the time my answer was, fuck you, I can't. So these people are helping other young girls and women learn that they can also say, fuck you, I'm doing it. For me personally right now, I am clinging to anything positive because the last 2 years have been rough. So when I read stuff like this about people caring about other humans and trying to create not only a better present time for us, but a better future by being encouraging and supportive, is just so awesome. So I found a particular volcanologist that has so much information available on her webpage about volcanology that I'm going to dive deep into all of that, all of the videos and resources she's presented, and get some more of this research done that will hopefully clear up some of the crap I've said and give some more insight into what we could do for painting, the first painting of this series. And then I'm going to personally reach out to her and hope that I can get some of her time to tell me, well, you know, what experiences she's had. I don't have to, but I would really like to find a volcanologist and get their story and their side of what all this is, because they are the ones living this life, and this is as much about the humans doing this work as it is about the actual ology itself. I am such a huge fan of scientists, and I just love meeting someone who knows about anything more than I do, but specifically science, because it is just so fucking cool. And the knowledge and the passion that goes into being a scientist will never stop impressing me. So if I can get one of these people to just talk to me, I I would just love to have their personal experience and story influence the painting and have it be something that is a visual representation of their experience within this field and not just some, you know, freaking dum-dum going around Googling shit and being like, hey, I know about volcanology now, let me tell you about it, like I'm doing right now. Hopefully I can get a volcanologist chatting and it'll give me something to sketch about. The only thing I've really thought that would be a good idea to include in the painting so far is like some configuration of like way too many eyeballs. So I don't know if they're gonna have like a cone head that's gonna have a bunch of eyes on it or what, but I would just really love to represent the observation part of it. Like just, I don't know, but I'm thinking a bunch of eyeballs. But that'll probably change 5,000 times before we actually get to the painting, so don't know why I'm mentioning it. So yeah, I hope you had fun learning about volcanoes and watching me draw lava poorly. And if not, let me know and I'll stop doing it because this is for you guys. So while I'm reaching out to volcanologists, I will be doing more lava studies. I'm going to do a painting this week so that I can kind of move on to painting and figuring out what medium and style I want it to be in. I'm kind of stuck with that because I don't want to commit to a medium without knowing if that's the one I want to use for all of the series. Because, like, you know, maybe gouache would be great for, you know, a freaking marine biologist, but it'll not look good for volcanoes. I don't know. So maybe they should all be different styles and mediums, and maybe they should all be unified by their style and medium. I don't know. But you're gonna have to listen to me figure it out. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse and enjoyed me talking about volcanoes. And I'm just now realizing that I'm kind of whisper talking, so enjoy that too. Here, where we talk about volcanoes. No, I guess that's it. So have a good week and have the lava painting going soon. Bye!